Welcome, everybody, to the Dumb Guys Do Racing podcast, a weekly podcast hosted by four drivers from the PDX Sim Team. Myself, Sean, followed up by Jimbo, Coach Mike, and Todd. Join us every Monday as we drop a new episode of the Dumb Guys Do Racing podcast where we talk about sim racing, motorsports, and street cars, and just kind of chit-chatting and bullshitting along the way. So join us every Monday for a new episode of the Dumb Guys Do Racing podcast. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show. Real quick, if you're a sim racer and you're looking for a new sim rig, check out the affiliate link down below for Extreme Sim Racing. I run an Extreme Sim Racing cockpit. It's well built. There's no flex. They got great customer service. They got all kinds of products. So check out the Extreme Sim Racing affiliate link. We'd really appreciate it. At the bottom, there's a support the show link. That'll take you to our PayPal account. If you'd like to donate to the show, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy the show. Aw, shit, and we're back, motherfuckers. It's been a minute, but we're back. Welcome to episode 32 of the DGDR podcast. And with me are the boys, Jimbo, Coach Mike, and Toad. What's up, guys? It's been a minute, man. I'm stoked. I'm on like cloud nine right now.
You are.
I'm fucking pumped and ready for this shit.
Yeah. Did you well?
Vacation. Oh, yeah. Woo! Oh, yeah. Feeling good. We're back. It's been a minute. People have been asking, too, so that made me feel good.
And the podcast. Yeah.
I think that just got me just juiced for episode 32. And, sorry, guys, for the little miss of a couple episodes. Had some family stuff that came up. So just get that out there now so not everyone's wondering what the hell's going on. So we're back. We didn't go anywhere.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, you were having issues.
Well, yeah.
So not
really
the family
issues.
Yeah, the family had,
we had a passing.
Yep.
Of a very lovely grandmother. Rest in peace.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Episode 32 goes out to Grandma Shaw. There you go.
You communicated that to us.
I did. Yeah, I felt, being one of the head guys on the team, Jimbo running things with me, I wanted to let the boys know so everyone is not like, where the fuck did this guy disappear to and think I'm dead in the gutter up on heroin. Yeah. But, communication, guys.
At least to know that
we're not
mad.
Yeah.
You're not mad at us or something.
Right. I'm not mad at you. What are you talking about? Yeah, it goes a long way, communication. And you guys, appreciate you guys. And, if we're all on the same page, it just makes things run smooth. Everyone, gets along. And, you guys kept things running while I was away. So, good job.
I'm still blown away right now. Still blown away.
You know what? It's the proper thing to do, you know
Especially, okay. And this happens, sorry, Grandma. Sorry, the family for the passing. It happens when one of the most interesting Formula One races happens.
I know. Oh, yeah. It was good.
Could any more incidents have happened
we'll have to,
in that race?
We can get into it still later on because we got all the time in the world for this episode for everybody.
Oh, boy, do we have time.
And
we have some special...
we do.
Yes.
And did we announce our new driver? Did we,
I think we're going to make it official right now.
But, the newest driver to the PDX Sim Team, Varial's with us. So welcome, buddy.
AKA
Oh,
Jay.
sorry. You say hello. I'm here now. Hello. Hi.
There he is. So he's with us today. And then by popular demand, GSR driver Mullet is back. How you doing, buddy?
Fan favorite Omaha. Omaha.
Yeah.
It's funny. It was
I just have to say that race was not interesting, and I'm hella pissed, and I cannot wait till we start talking about it. That's it.
Oh my gosh! It's funny because he's backed by his popular demand. It was his popular demand. Nobody else's. It was his.
Yeah, and don't let Kevin hear you say that.
Yeah,
that's true. Kevin will be upset. Sorry, Kevin.
Kevin, this will be a long podcast.
Shout out to Kevin.
Oh
shout out to Kevin.
It's gonna be a
big fan. Thanks for supporting Kevin.
Yes, we appreciate everyone supporting and listening to the show and wondering where the hell you boys at. Well, we're back, and we're gonna hit it good. Yes. It's gonna be a good one. So,
it is.
How were the last couple weeks, especially with that update? That update happened, and we didn't get to talk about that. So,
guys, we have a lot to catch up on.
We do a lot. So after that update came out, what do you guys? How are you feeling about it?
Let's go person by person.
Okay.
Ted, what do you think of the update?
I'm enjoying the new update. I like the new physics change.
Mike,
I think it's for the better.
Mike, how do you like the new update?
It is. I love it. I actually love it. I love the tires. I love the physics. It's back to my style of driving.
Mullet update. Thoughts?
I would say that the update's like a 9 of 10 for me. And I say 9 of 10 because I love the physics, love the tires, hate the BOP changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Very point. Very.
If I had to rate the update, physics and tire model, 10 out of 10. Love it.
Yeah.
BOP took a massive step backwards.
Okay.
Sean, have you had much time to play?
I haven't had much time, but I will say the BOP I haven't had much time with, but just driving the physics, the tires, like everyone's been saying, love it. I've really been enjoying it. I think it's definitely that update was definitely a step in the right direction, for sure.
100%.
Is that normal or VR?
Oh, all VR, baby.
He only plays VR, Mike.
Yeah, I was checking.
Yeah, all VR. And I feel like things have gotten better in that too. With that
Hold on, let me ask you this about VR. So you are up to speed, doing the same speeds and times as you were pre-VR?
Yeah, I think I've gotten, I think, a little bit faster.
Oh,
just doing some of the licensing and that kind of stuff over. And especially, I did a few after the update, and it's a lot smoother and a little faster.
Interesting.
I've been trying to keep up with you guys. I've gotten pretty close on a couple of them. I did pretty good, and then, but yeah, I think now that I'm back and get some more time, hopefully I haven't lost too much being a couple weeks off, but we'll see how long it takes to get back up to speed. We'll see tonight. Tonight on the live stream, we'll see how that fucking goes. It might be a disaster. I'm going to get sick. Ugh. That's for sure.
Elevation changes.
Are you ready for Manu in 2 days?
Oh, that's right.
Daytona.
No, I'm not. Daytona too? Oh, fuck.
Yes.
It'll be, I'll hit it, but I ain't ready. We'll see how it goes.
We have a good week.
Yeah.
It's a 21-lap race.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Even better.
Hard tires only, but it's a 2-3, so you're going to have to save fuel and tires.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll be fun then. Wednesday night? Damn.
Wednesday night.
At what time? Is it 7 o'clock again?
Late
Probably
times?
5, 7, and 9.
Okay. So 7 will be the last slot on the West Coast?
Or is it 6, 8, and 10?
It's 6, 8, and 10.
Oh, it's 6, 8, and 10.
Okay,
And
so
it's apparently
8
it's
o'clock.
okay. Hopefully I might be able to catch that last one.
I
Just so
might not do that race.
It's an early dawn start, eh?
Is it?
If we're talking about it, I'm more interested in the endurance race than all three, or than the other two.
Oh, endurance race.
I gotta admit, like, I think the best race for GTW has passed. I
Oh,
don't
really?
I don't see Daytona and Nürburgring
Nürburgring?
being as balanced as
Oh
In
no,
Lagos?
no,
Lagos.
Oh
absolutely
no,
Oh, no.
no!
No,
The,
'cause
the
that's-
the Toyota.
Like I just feel like we're gonna get bopped by the Toyotas hard in both rounds, and I just don't even want to do it.
Yeah.
I think
See,
the
the thing
Toyota
is-
is going to rule Daytona.
Yeah.
And Nurb, it's gonna rule Nurb too. It's gonna rule them both.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Five lap?
I think there's more chance at Nürburgring than there is at Daytona. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree.
The reason I'm disagreeing with you is like when you get like after sector 2, right? It's just all high speed. Then you get into sector 5 and 6, all high speed. And then you have the longest fucking straight that we have
Yeah, uphill.
basically on any group like any track at the moment. Like that's some Supra is just going to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
but
think the Supra. I think
It
the
understeers too
the
much.
last
I don't
sector.
know, man. It's gonna lose.
I think the last sector is. I think the last sector is going to be the last sector is really going to be best for the Supra. Maybe the third sector is going to be good for the Supra, but if you've got a well-handling car, I think it's going to be okay. But in saying that, I think the Supra is going to have it in the end. I just do. I think it's right now they changed the BOP on that to make a bunch of people happy.
Yeah.
And
Well, too, World Series
that
is getting
Toyota.
ready to start up, and that
The
starts
thing-
in May.
The problem with the Toyota, right, isn't necessarily the acceleration in the car. It's got great acceleration. It really does. But any track that utilizes sixth gear for that car, any of them, seems to be the track that the Toyota dominates. Toyota, like, dude, the Supra should not have been the best car at Watkins Glen. And it was
No.
the best car by such a small margin because the M6 and the GTR and same with the Renault, those three cars were hands down better in sectors 2, 3, and 4. Hands down,
Yeah,
they were
front
better
end.
than the Supra.
Mhm.
But the Supra
Yeah.
had 4 freaking tenths on sector 1, and you just
Oh,
it was so hard to grab up to that.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
lost
once
probably
you, that's,
like
yeah.
it lost
Yeah.
like half a tenth at the most in sector 2, which is the one it struggled. So it's kind of lame, like how
Yeah,
good
the
that
Supra
car
could
is.
pretty much the Supra coming up. I saw it out of the first corner behind somebody, and they were like 6, 7, 8 tenths, something like ridiculous like that behind. And by the bus stop, they were all on them, almost making a move.
Right, right.
yeah.
Like
Like,
it just chooses, especially if it gets a slipstream as well. That Supra is just anywhere it gets into sixth gear, it's fucking you're not catching it.
Yeah, even in its draft, it will walk away from you.
Oh,
Yeah, if it gets into sixth
It
gear
will.
and starts going,
Yeah, it's
that's
fucking gone.
overdrive.
Even in its draft, it will still pull on you.
Well,
It's funny because it's not say average, but it's kind of average up to that point. And once it hits, it's like, what the fuck?
It's just gone.
What? Yeah, it goes.
they need to. They honestly, I think they just need to stretch out fifth gear a little bit in that car and probably kill sixth gear altogether.
Yeah.
Because that, I don't know what else they could really do. Because even like if we think about previous patch, right? Like if we, I don't know if you guys did any like BOP with tuning, but BOP with tuning, the Supra. Hell, you could just add some downforce to it, put in like the min-max settings, and the Supra was one of the best cars in tuning, even just because of sixth gear. And all the cars in GR3 across the board got huge nerfs, but you go into sixth gear on the Supra and you're still kind of hitting the same speeds pre-update.
Damn. And when's the update this week? Because we're getting some new cars. And then there's
Yeah, we're getting the
you
Super
think
Formula
you think
23.
they might try to kind of even that out, seeing what before the season starts. This is their chance to kind of okay, we made this a little bit too much. rein it back in and try and even this shit out, or do you think, okay,
not until May or
right,
June until the season starts?
and
Maybe it's their way of thanking Toyota for all their generous donations.
right, a little bit of a
And so
stroke.
here's your car,
Here's
and
your
your car's
stroke.
4 miles an hour faster on pretty much any straight than any other car. And yeah, so here you go, Toyota.
That's what
This is our
sucks. I hate that
way of saying
kind of
thank
shit
you.
happens. That certain cars like that get that bump because
It seems to be Toyota every time.
right.
Well,
Because
Oh,
ACC
that's-
has
starts.
that shit kind of dialed in when it comes to BOP
Mhm.
for the most part. I wish
because they're not being paid by a certain
right.
manufacturer.
And they're not a
That's the
Japanese
thing.
company
Yeah.
that seems to favor Nissan, Toyota.
Yeah, Nissan,
Right.
Toyota,
The most.
Hyundai.
I mean, like, if you just think about it logically, like from the power to weight ratio, right? Like, I know I'm a fanboy when it comes to Chevy.
But the Corvette,
and
yeah.
I'm vocal about it. But the car's over 3,000 pounds, 514 horsepower in the current BOP settings with a naturally aspirated engine. The Supra has a turbo in it with 544 horsepower and weighs 200 pounds less. How does that make sense from anybody making any type of balance changes in any game?
Right.
Right.
It's laughable. It's laughable.
is.
And I hate
It
to
really
shit
is.
on one of my favorite games right now, but please, I will do it for free. I will test your car's PD for free, and I will let you know
Ooh.
how stupid your BLP updates are.
Right. There you go, PD. Take it.
Take them
Right.
up on that offer. They'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Get that shit done. Yeah, that kind of sucks because that update was pretty good physics wise, man. Definitely they're getting it's like there. And did you guys see the Kirith video he just did? I think a day ago about the
I'm sure Mike probably
the
watched
stability.
it 5 or 6 times.
God, what was it? Not the stability. It was the steering. The steering shit, saying top players are turning the steering assist on to go faster.
Stability, yeah.
And,
No, I did not see that
I have to
video.
watch this video. What's the video called?
Here, let me
Kirith
head over to
card.
YouTube.
Can I say something quick?
Go for it.
Yeah, please.
So there's been, excuse me, sorry. There's been a lot of, I guess, background testing on this new physics update. And a lot of people are also starting to believe that weight transfer and what your suspension itself is doing is also very impactful on whether or not your car decides it wants to turn or not.
I can see that, yes. Setting up the weight transfer and getting...
is a lot of these undulating turns that are, we're going up and down and, like the suspension can get very loose or very tight, I think that has a lot to do also with how physics and how turning in this new update works.
I don't know if you guys have also noticed this, but if you guys have like understeered really bad in like a corner and you have consecutive corners coming up and you try to brake your normal spot for say the next corner coming up, you understeer again. I think that the tire model, right, with the way like heat is being applied to the tires, it's making it a little bit more similar to like games like ACC and iRacing, where controlling the heat in your tires, I think that is something that's in there.
Well, hopefully then that tire model or heat model will be implemented here shortly if that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing.
Because we need to have a good idea like what our tire temperatures are then.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's true. It's forcing you to kind of like the game when it first came out a bit, the physics and when they changed it, it's making you be smoother. That you can't just throw it in on the rails like you used to be able to.
Totally.
And it would kind of be there. I think it's like the body roll, the weight transfer, the tire temperature. They are making a valid effort to make it more real. That if you fly into this corner, you don't have dirty tires, but your tires are fucking 900 degrees because you just slid sideways through that fucking corner at 150, and you're not going to be able to stick to the next corner at 90. because you're fucking melted your tires. You got to cool that shit down. ACC, it'll take you 2 fucking laps of running easy as you fucking can to get your tires back to temperature.
Yep.
You know, and I think they're starting to implement that as well, like you were saying. I agree with that. I think it is slowly getting to more of a realist feel. Not there yet, but
Right.
it's
No,
you know
but
they're
they're heading in the
closer.
right
taking,
direction. Yes.
It's moving farther from arcade and
Good.
closer to actual sim.
Yeah.
I am loving it. That's all I got to
Me
say.
too.
I
Yeah,
love the way it
same.
feels to drive now.
I posted that video in our Discord if you guys want to check it out. And it's the counter steering assist. And he was talking about how some of the top drivers will use it, but they don't talk about it because it just makes it that much easier to go through the corner. It kind of carries the car through.
We're not going to talk about the fact that I already use it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there's one.
But
All
the
that shit's turned
hang
off
on,
for
hang
me.
on, hang on. I will clarify the reason as to why I use it even to begin with, even though I do not use any assists on pad. But that,
Right.
I had a broken finger for like 8 weeks, so it was very stressful on my hand, and so counter steer made it a bit less stressful on my hand so that I
Right.
could still play and enjoy myself. And I got all my fingers back and I tried to run without it, and I don't know. I'm leaving it on until I find a genuine reason to turn it off.
Yeah. Well, he was
okay.
talking about in this last update, they did something to it, and I want to say they turned it down because he said before, man, you could just go through a corner and it just...
I will agree, it is much weaker than it was before. But I also know that the new tire models and the temperatures and all of that also plays a really big role in it working and all that too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was saying a lot of people are using it, don't talk about it. I have it all turned off. I want to just do a little test just to see. I'm going to play with it.
I would like run 10 laps at a track without it or whatever, and then do 10 laps with it and be like, what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just want to play with it and just kind of see.
You can play with it anytime.
That's what she said.
Anytime. Play with it, please. Just a little
And
bit.
see.
Just touch it.
Just a little. Just
lick it.
Come on. Just blow on it. Just a little.
And just like that, we get off course.
Where else did we go?
That's pretty good. How long was that? About 40 minutes?
Right.
Maybe? 30?
We're cooking, bro.
We're slacking. We should have been in the off trail fucking a long time ago.
Right? I know, right?
I just want to let everyone know right now, currently, the Peugeot Vision GT, like I called out in my test, is the #1 time at Daytona right now.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Okay.
It's running a 144.5, and then second, third place are the Ford GT LMs, and then another Peugeot and a Ford GT, and then it's not until 6th place that the Supra shows up.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah, and I don't know
the
how many people
Peugeot,
really picked.
really?
Yeah, who picked the Peugeot.
The Ford was pretty good there last time too.
Well, the Ford GT
This is the LM too, he said.
Yeah, it's the LM car. That car has really good acceleration to top end.
It's insane. It's a rocket.
Oh.
Well, I don't think we'll see many of those in our races.
Driven that car much, the LM.
Neither have I.
It's really funny because now I want to drive fucking Daytona.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing
I'm just
that.
sitting here thinking, oh, you know what? Technically, I could. I'm on the place.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, while you're fuck it, why not do it?
All I have to do is pick up the roller, and I could.
You guys would be like hearing me cursing and swearing,
Right.
be like, "What the fuck?" I'd be like, "Guys, shut up! I'm trying to drive."
Give us a little lap guide real quick as you're going through. Yeah, it'll be a good race. I'm gonna enjoy it just to try and get back up to speed and shit and everything. So that'll be a good one. let's jump into old Coach Mike. Oh yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, let's hear what's next week, Coach Mike.
What's up,
No,
Coach
what's your
Mike?
bad self?
What you got for us next week?
Next week or tonight, we have for the week daily A at the Kyoto Driving Park, the Miyabi layout, and the Honda NSX 92.
Wasabi, okay.
Ooh.
Wasabi layout.
It's 10 laps,
Yeah.
10 lapper, and it is on the sports hards.
Of course.
Okay.
And no indication, as I've seen, if it's SRDR or not, but
I guess it won't be.
Yeah.
Then to the real races, Daily B, Suzuka, Group 4,
Ooh, okay.
5 laps on Jim's favorite tires.
Those nice and juicy hards.
Oh, do they
Exactly.
go? They go sport or comfort hards?
Yeah.
Like
The
like,
racing
why?
this time.
It's five. It's five laps.
laps.
It's a sprint race. Hey, Mullet, how do you feel running around on hards in a sprint race?
Honestly, I love it.
Oh.
Oh, you're one of those fuckers.
I'll tell you why I love it. Because hard tires make it a bit more difficult to control the car opposed to softs. So if you're good at car control, and I feel like I'm above average at car control. Like I see massive time gains against most people when it comes to intermediate level turns. So
Yeah.
I can
kinda love
understand that. I
being
can
in the hard.
understand that.
No, I get that. I get that. But you've got to realize that you're in the top 1% of players. Most everybody else that's playing the game is shit. And
We
What are
want
you
our
trying to say, Jim?
mediums. I would like at least mediums.
I think at least mediums, and we have to realize maybe if you made a sprint race feel a little bit more like a sprint race, well, the problem is they do
1 and 1.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
1 and
so
1.
it's nothing,
I mean,
yeah.
it's nothing,
mediums.
and just
least.
give us mediums, please. Let me guess. The main race is going to be hards again too.
Well, here's the thing. I'll get into that now.
Yeah, boy.
Daily C is Road Atlanta,
That's what's up.
Ooh.
Okay,
Group 3,
okay,
15 laps,
Ooh.
okay. Ooh, okay.
6 times tire,
Okay.
1 fuel, racing
Okay.
hards and mediums available, racing
Available
hards
or
mandatory.
required?
Available.
Okay.
Racing hards are the only mandatory.
How many laps?
So it's
15.
15 laps. You can make it a no stop, not a problem. I'm not sure what the pit loss is. I don't think that racing mediums are going to necessarily last long enough to
Right.
make up
That's
the
6
time.
times.
Now,
Because at 15 laps, the hards were pretty worn out.
What's the tire
Okay.
multiplication?
6.
That's 90 laps. You're pitting.
Yeah.
No.
If you're pit, I'm pretty sure you're gonna pit. 90
No,
laps.
I was
That's-
doing pretty steady laps when I wasn't getting fucked with by
When-
idiots
when-
today.
Who got?
When I tested it out, I didn't even have tire fall off, like lap time fall off until lap 10 and 11 on the hards. It's a straight no stop.
What?
Oh, that's boring as hell. That's boring as fuck. Oh, boring as fuck.
Yeah. There's not enough.
Okay. I
I like
Maybe
the
with
track.
some parts of here's the thing is, it might be okay for certain. The tire drop off is going to be more impactful for lower players.
Right.
And it will get pretty sketchy. And not to say, it might be worth, depending on the lobby, certain people that are listeners and other people not, it might be worth 5 laps on the hards and then pitting and going mediums to the end. For the tire life itself. because some people are going to have a hard time, especially with the new modeling and everything else. And in that course, the tires, people are going to chew their tires up. It's like
left
Mullet. Yeah,
tires.
Mullet can make. Yeah, Mullet. You had no real issue. Not a big deal. Not, but again, you're at 1%, right? We got to think at even outside into the top 3-4%. Even those 3-4%ers are on the verge of, holy shit, this is a little bit much for the tires. You know what I mean? You got to be that elite alien level pretty much to really not really have that tire drop off.
Well, and you really have to have the ability to be fast and gentle on your tires.
Exactly, and we've seen racing in the middle of the pack. There's no gentle and fucking smooth and anything else.
No.
So that's why it may be for some people in certain lobbies at certain times beneficial to
I
do
do
the
think the
mediums.
pit loss is about 26 seconds.
26.
It
Yeah.
should be about 26 seconds.
Oh shit!
You have to also keep in mind that this is probably the most difficult pit entrance in the game.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah. I
maybe
I
the
think it
only one that
is.
compares is Bathurst, maybe. But I think this pit entrance is tough.
Downhill. It's elevation up to downhill, and
Yeah, it's up and over. It's
Oh, the
difficult.
difficult is cresting the hill without hitting the line.
yeah, exactly. Getting in without getting that 3-second penalty.
And having the
Yeah,
guy
so if
behind
you
you
are
punch
gonna
you.
pit, make sure you practice it. Make sure you practice
Well,
that
here's
pit
the
entrance.
other thing.
Definitely.
Here's the other thing I would like the GT community to do. If you are going to pit, throw that blinker on to the right, bro, on the end of the straight, and try to your best to stay to the fucking right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh boy, we know better than that. I mean, we can't even get guys to come into a corner and brake at a proper time when your tires are cold and they're hard. Let's remember that nobody knows how to do that. So getting them to put on a blinker
Yeah.
it's sad.
It's one of these.
It's one of those things where it's just it makes me want to pull what's left of my hair out.
The one thing I'm really looking forward to with this week's Daily C, the most, I mean, other than it being Road Atlanta, because I mean, I feel like PD's giving me a gift this week, is there's actually quite a few cars that are pretty good here, and I can't wait to see what the field looks like. I am worried about one thing and one thing only. That Renault. The Renault scares me because
RS01.
No, the Renault is going to be the car to be because the Supra, that back straight, honestly, is not long enough for you to get, you're just getting into 6 gears, you're about to brake. So.
No, and when you get into the chicken leg part of, or the bone part of the drumstick, the top part of the track, sector 2, when you get into that area, that first part, that first turn, that first right-hander, is like a low medium speed corner, and Supra stinks at that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So like the Supra will have a hard time finishing out the rest of sector 1, those S turns. It'll have a hard time for that. It'll have a hard time for that turn. It'll have a difficulty in the last chicane as well. So I don't think the Supra is going to be liable as like a meta car use. The Renault, by the way, the reason that car scares me is because of the way it handled at Laguna and Road Atlanta. It tends to like cars that accelerate well and have really good, like if it's really good in medium low speed corners like that, it is going to dominate. So that Renault is the car for me that I'm going to watch, and like pray to God that it's not too much better than like the M6 or the Nissan GTR, which I think the GTR is a big contender, and so is the M6 this week. But that Renault,
the 18,
I hope it doesn't turn into a one make.
The problem is by the end of the week, a lot of times it does turn into a one make, which is irritating. They really need to work on BOP. God damn it, they need to.
Yes.
But I think it also lends it to it's also like Laguna at times. Yeah, there's a couple dominant cars, but like Laguna, it's one of those tracks in Atlanta that it's got a car you can drive. You can't you can't be a non-drive, like not good at driving everything and just jump into, oh, this is the OP car. You're not going to be able to handle it on that track.
You know, I hopped into the
You have to
Renault
be
and set
comfortable.
the fastest time on. I had no time at Laguna. Like it was, for some reason I was snake bit there this week. Couldn't get any fast times. My fastest time was in the Renault.
Damn.
It's unfortunate. I was hoping that I was better in my McLaren this week there than the Renault, and even having a minimal amount of practice in that Renault, I ended up busting my McLaren time by half a second.
Oh shit.
Yeah, My Porsche time. I beat my Porsche time by a second in the Renault, and I'm fast in the Porsche around most anywhere that's not high speed. I am super fast, and the Renault I just killed my Porsche time.
I have to say, I like the Porsche at Atlanta though. It actually feels good.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Porsche should be a contender in race. I don't know about setting a qualifying time, but in race it should
In
be
race.
just fine.
You think
Yeah,
other MR cars will be
Fireworks should
good?
be good.
Which will be good?
You think any other MR cars will be good? Like the Audi Evo or any of those?
The Audi should be
NSX.
solid. The NSX should be probably one of the worst MRs. But honestly, I think the McLaren.
It is.
I think
It's hard to drive.
I think the McLaren might actually be pretty viable because when I was testing it out, I got on hards. I ended up getting a couple 18.7s, 18.6s. I was able to run into the high 17s on medium, so I think I'm going to be able to qualify like a 17.5 or a 4
Okay.
for the race in a McLaren. So I think the McLaren's a nice little dark horse, and since it's the superior car in tire wear right now, even better than the BRZ in my opinion. That car might be an interesting pick. You know, there isn't a spot on the course that the McLaren struggles in, except when you have to use the curbs, and the McLaren likes to bottom out a lot.
I was having a bit of an issue with the curves at Interlagos. It was catching the curves and just sliding the car off. Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of Interlagos, Mullet, what happened that last race, bro?
Well,
You did good.
I came out of the last corner, and I was trying to maintain the gap behind me. So I wasn't really like pushing really hard. I was just trying to stay smooth, and I just curbed it. I hit the curb, and my car went sideways, and I was just like, oh crap. I ended up doing a jump in the race. I don't know if any of you guys saved the replay, but go to that lap. I do a jump in the race and got it back on track without hitting the wall and was facing the other way. And
Wow.
I still finished second.
Yes.
I rage quit because I got punted into going into T1, and so I tried to compensate for it and tried not to be a dirty driver, and then it reset me after going into the straight all the way back to before the first turn.
Oh, that's what happened to you. I was trying to figure out where you got put.
I got reset probably like 15 seconds of track time, going full pace and whatnot. Like, I was livid.
Damn.
Yeah, that race was so cool, though. It was cool being in there.
It was.
Y'all two being in there with Grove. I was just thinking to myself, like, man, like I want us all to be in a lobby together, like for GTW. All of us in the same lobby.
I had to save fuel like nobody's business. I had to start saving an entire lap's worth of fuel with like 16 laps to go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Overall, I don't know if any of you
fun.
guys like watched my stream, but I think like I put the best example of why you should practice for these things before you just jump in. Like I looked at Interlagos, so it was just like, it's Interlagos, I'll be okay. No,
Right on the track.
Okay. I was not okay.
Right.
And I ended up beefing it both races before that. I struggled immensely. I finished last place, and third to last in the second race, and that final race, like the culmination of getting things down. That's basically what that race was, and I know I could have been at least a half a second faster per lap. I know if I put the time in, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait for like the official season because, being able to do that in one day, and getting fast enough to win a third split lobby, like I'm feeling pretty good about this season coming up. So I just can't wait for it.
Yeah, same. I'm stoked for this season.
When that ever starts.
Right. I'm guessing the end of May. That's what I'm hoping for.
You're right.
Pretty soon.
I'd say the end of May, end of June, if it doesn't start at the end of May.
I hope it's later than sooner.
Yeah.
The later
Yeah,
it is, the more chance I get the grind.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I need to get a good race that I can get my DR back up to A+ before the season starts.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I need.
Question? Can I ask you guys a question?
No.
How often does PDX do daily races? I know you guys do it on Monday, and I see vlogs periodically throughout the week. But do you guys if I put a number on it, would you say you guys do about 15 races a week or more?
A lot.
I'd say.
I would say on average right now I'm doing less.
This week with Spa and the rain, it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it was been there, done that. So what, 3-4 races? So probably 12 races.
Yeah,
I did total.
Okay.
Probably 4 each night.
And quite often for me, I race on my other account.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have an alternate account where you don't have to worry about DR, I think you should just do it as much as you possibly can. Just get more and more track experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys aren't slow.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. No, that's what I'm trying to do in general is trying to get more, especially coming up to the season. So I'm trying to get more time on track. So this last week I wasn't really there. Week before was pretty good. And yeah, I try to hop in and use my secondary accounts.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Like me, I do Mondays with the guys in my main, stream that, set time, and get up to speed for the most part, or close to. And then the rest of the time, I do a lot of from the back of the pack on my other account. So I just race through the
Already in the back.
Yeah, so you doing that Friday?
Mike loves going back to front.
Yeah, I always end up at the back anyway, so I find it more.
That's not the way he was.
It helps. I find it helps my driving, having to deal with the traffic, and because I'm faster than most of them at the back.
Yeah.
So I quite often do, and I know how to avoid the carnage. I can see it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I take advantage of it pretty good, and get through it. So I do that, and it just helps my driving overall.
Yeah.
I find so when I get into the big races, and that my DR is not destroyed, and two, I'm up to speed, and I'm comfortable with people around me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good practice too, coming from the back, just getting practice with working your way through the field, picking them off, anticipating mess ups and left and rights, and yeah, that's definitely key.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you because of some mistakes on Saturday, I did have some back to front to back to front to back to front to backs. I got so out of my head in the last race because the first race I got taken out by dude because he wanted to get back at Luis Dinicio, who's back in it, who got reported again by SERP. Superior took down all the info and has reported him again.
What's his?
He's Martech for Matrix 4 again.
Okay.
He's back in it with that one. So he must have gotten like a 3-month ban or a 6-month ban or something. But he's back at it again. So SERP has reported to him yet again. And, it's like dude who smashed me off because he wanted to get after Luis. No apologies or anything else. And he goes on to get second in the race, which is probably where I should have been. But that was in my secondary account. It was great. In my main account, get taken out, make some mistakes, come back, make some mistakes, get taken out, one lap left. Brazilian comes into the first turn, no reason for him to dives in, hits me. Don't worry, he went bye-bye on the last corner, though. If you didn't watch that, it was spectacular. So go to the very end of my race, I got him so good it wasn't even funny.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Right.
dude
Bye
just
bye.
bashes me off. You know, and it's typical Brazilian thing to do.
Yep.
Just makes me so mad. Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. What am I gonna do? Just irritated. It just, why can't people rate like
Joe's rants.
I had not, this isn't really a rant. I had a couple of times on Saturday where I was racing with people like I raced with Mike on practice night on Friday night. Like, it was back and forth. We weren't punting each other. It was good, clean racing.
Nice.
You know, then somebody would make a mistake and you'd get ahead of them. It was nice. And then you've got these dildos who just fly in and smash it into everybody, and they don't get penalties. You know,
Yeah,
at least
that's
I say.
frustrating.
At least I'll say, I
It
mean,
is.
I might have come in 12th or 11th or whatever, but I did get a 4-second penalty and stayed in that spot.
So I want to just interject a little here. Story talk because of relating to dirty drivers and idiots. Doing the Sunday morning stream with Keys daily race practice. A guy in the lobby, we qualifying, he comes out, he basically comes out of the pits and cuts. I was behind Key, and he cut right between us coming out of the pits, and he wrecked my fucking lap.
Oh.
And like I was in a good mindset, all that, whatever, right? So I fucking exit out, and hey buddy, don't come out and pull out in front of people coming out of the pits. He's like, F you, bro. Right? Get into the race. He ends up he's a lap down because Key forgot to fucking turn the ghost back
Ghosting.
markers off. He was fucking taking everybody out,
Oh.
swerving, smashing people and whatnot, and then he quit the race. So I went, and if you go to the chat, you just highlight with the hit X, you can scroll. So even when they leave the lobby, you click on their name, I clicked where he said "F you, buddy," and I reported him.
There you go.
They submitted the report. 30 minutes later, I got a thing back from him saying we determined that it was a violation of Sony PlayStation guidelines, and the account's been banned.
Nice.
Just like that. Probably
So
got a 3
for
months.
they're like for a practice lobby, you go in there and it's not even like it shouldn't happen anywhere, but it's not even a daily race. It's not even a World Series race or anything like that. It's a practice lobby in multiplayer side. And you go in there and you do that, and look, it gets you fucking banned. You know, like,
Right.
how come they can't do that with these drivers that do that kind of shit? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Just been seeing it more and more too, even with the faster guys up towards the front, like top 5 guys for the top split 8 dailies. Like this dude, CTU, for example.
Oh, yep.
I tried overtaking him on the outside because he was covering the inside, and you could do that at the chicane after Sector 1 at Spa. You could do that. It's actually pretty. That line's not bad at all. Well, the guy kept running me wide. Like, he kept hitting my car and hitting my car. I think I let him do it to me like 4 or 5 times before I said, you know what, screw it. He did it to me again, and I took his ass out.
There you
Just
go.
literally gunned it, took him out. And like I was just thinking to myself, like, why does this guy have to race it? He was all mad at me because he's like, oh, whoa, like he thinks he's racing clean that way. Like, people really think that they're racing clean by bumping people out and like thinking that they have the right of way for
Right.
the whole track. Like, you can't take somebody's space away ever.
No.
Period. They're there. And any motorsport besides NASCAR, which they're starting to crack down on NASCAR too, but any motorsport, you run somebody wide and keep hitting them, you're going to get penalized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Should.
Fuckers.
Yeah, but they like we've said before, they need a better, somewhat deterrent penalty, not just a penalty system, but like the safety rating built in better. That like ACC, when like yeah, it sucks that you have it, but every time that guy hits somebody, he's losing a
Right.
point. You might be bumped by him once, okay, but he's going to do that to 3, 4, 5 other people, and guess what? Now he's down out of the next lobby. You need to be more like stricter with that.
Yeah, because
I
it
agree.
takes a lot
Make
to
it hard
lose.
and make it harder to get back, because
Yeah.
guys like you, like us, that can race clean, we'll get it back real easy. You know what I mean? Like in the end, compared to them, if something ever
Like-
happened, you know what I mean? But we're only going to not the ones that aren't like that are not going to lose enough to make it that bad.
Well,
'Cause
too,
you
it's
race clean.
it's dumb when they have the race. What was Le Mans? If you bump drafted, you lost your safety rating. And it brought
Yes.
it super down. But then yet
Yeah.
guys can take your fucking ass out and not lose
And
anything.
nothing happens.
Nothing.
Yeah, they need to fix
Yeah,
that.
that's
I mean,
real stupid.
I agree with that, dude. Because if Simi and CTU just want to take out the field every single race, every single week, let them race each other.
Yeah,
Let them
exactly.
take each other
Yeah.
out. Let them have a ball in there, and they can curse and yell at each other all they want, and
Yep.
have themselves
Mhm.
a wreck fest. Like, get them out of the lobbies with us.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because once they find that filter to be able to do that and actually make that happen the best they can, oh, those races are going to be really good for us. Once they kind of can weed those
Get rid of the
fuckers out.
hoodlums.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they really need to crack down on that safety rating and really make that, people accountable and
You know,
lose
you
decent
can't even
amount
race
of
like
points.
at ACC. You can't even get online races without having a certain level. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about it before in one of the episodes. Like, do that, and then make it that you can't go online until you get it up. And how do you get back? You got to go race the offline stuff, and not just race the online. You have to be clean. You can't hit the fucking computer.
Oh no.
You gotta actually, like ACC, you gotta fucking grind your fucking stats against AI without being a dirty ass driver to get your stats.
Yep.
That's how you even get online to start with. You gotta learn to drive. And if you get, you know what I mean, I would, instead of having to watch a 5-minute video, unlock a certain level,
Right.
smashing all the AI off, got my fucking books open till now I'm online. I watched my 5-minute video and now I can go Wreckfest.
The fucking
No,
video.
make it fucking hard. Make it hard. Like, the races are boring, maybe. You and I and everybody else that knows how to race, we'll rip through the fucking pack of the AI with no problems, no touches, no nothing, perfect races. Boom, we're online. Those idiots won't.
No.
Oh, fuck this, I'm not going to do it. This is way too hard. Give up on the game. If you got to fucking grind it out every time just to get online, do you think they're going to do that? And if they do you think they're going to waste that fucking rating by being a fucking idiot? They have to do that. They have to make it like that. That's the only way to really save the online racing, honestly, I think, is make it strict, make it hard to fucking do, and make it a grind.
Do you feel like the nations and manufacturers they've done these last couple seasons done pretty good at kind of weeding those people out and having pretty good lobbies as far as no better than the dailies?
And I honestly think that number one, DR is so difficult to get. SR seems to be really, really easy to get, and it should be sort of the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And I think that I think your SR should be affected even more in the World Series races.
Yeah.
I think it should be really, really affected. Not, like, honestly,
I agree.
honestly, the smash that I put on dude in the last corner, I should have gone from an S to an A.
Right.
I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm freely admitting that I hit him that well that I should have had an SR hit or reset.
Right.
Honestly.
And you probably didn't
And that's the way it should be.
None taken
No,
away.
no, none. I don't think. I mean, maybe a little bit taken
Right,
away,
5
but I'm
points.
still in. I maybe, but I honestly start taking SR away from people, and I'm not. And when you have tracks where you can do bump drafting, they shouldn't be taking away SR for that.
Well, that's
I'm sorry.
You get the worst penalties when you do that.
And the stopping bump drafting during the World Series when it's the pros, I think that's stupid too. I think if you're in a race where you can bump draft with somebody like you can do in real racing, you know, I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid.
I do see bump drafting a lot less than in most motorsport besides NASCAR, though. To be
Besides,
fair,
yeah,
It
well,
happens.
Yeah.
yeah, but part of that has to do with how the cars are set up too, and all of the furniture that you have on the front of the
Yep.
car that you don't want to ruin. And maybe if you want to bump draft, that's okay, but it also does things to the front of your car.
yeah.
You know,
I saw it
how
in,
about you have more permanent? How about you have more permanent damage on cars?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What if they just
Damage.
reworked the damage model, right? And
Yeah.
like had a little bit of a better progressive damage model to where if you do get bumps, you are getting damage, but it isn't so impactful to your car that you lose tons and tons of time. But you would lose a lot of time and the damage is permanent if you get into like a massive incident, you know? Like if you go and you hit the wall in real racing, you have to pit 9 out of 10 times, you know? Like
Your car's probably going behind the wall and not coming back out.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
yeah,
why
exactly.
that's why like GT World Series, you put heavy damage back on. You have to pit.
Yeah.
They have the setting. They have it. You have to pit to get your damage off.
Yep.
See, the only problem I have with the heavy setting is the progressiveness of it, because sometimes when you do get into like a small incident, something that shouldn't be so like crazy,
The
you're
whole car's
losing
wrecked.
too much time. Yeah. And like I think if they rework the damage model a little bit, like the way that it's applied to the cars, that would be perfect. Instead of the penalties we get for wall riding, quote unquote, and like the penalties we get for accidentally hitting, I would rather have to go to a pit than do any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I think if you made damage fairly permanent,
Again,
like
ACC model.
I think ACC model would be much better. I think it helps out a lot if you decide you're going to smash into somebody. Well, guess what? Your car doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and like think of like the guy like CTU I was just explaining. Like he keeps running somebody out wide, he keeps hitting somebody in the corner entry, you know, and his front left is keep getting bashed in and he's losing time. He's no longer gonna want to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That might honestly fix all the issues that we're having right now.
Yep.
I think that could, but I honestly think a stricter SR would be more than enough for most of it. If you had to get the game brand new, like everyone, and you had to actually grind stats, what I mean, to kind of get your SR before not just get it in the first 5 races where you're gonna, put it. So
well, I don't disagree with that either.
You have to be good. You have to be patient, even with the AI. You got to learn. Like, yeah, I'm faster than these. It's so easy. It's so boring. But yeah, but at the same time, you got to learn how to go through corners without hitting people when they're not as fast as you, or they make mistakes, so they're going slower. And the AI gives you plenty of that kind of practice that way. Like when I race against the AI in the games, I had to unlock stuff or I'm doing something. I try to make a perfect race, where I don't touch them at all. I don't go off the track or make a mistake like that at all. And if I can't, I restart. Now, that helps me for the back of the pack, because now I'm going through pack again, slower drivers. Oh, they're going to be braking and turning and being awkward. Like, it gives you that practice, that balance for that, and understanding what other people are going to possibly be doing because they're not smart. They're not as good.
Yep.
And you want more competitive? You got Stacy.
Right.
You have levels of Stacy or Sophie in there now or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you want intermediate Sophie. You
I
want
thought you were talking
like
about
your
your
pro
other
level.
account.
Well, yeah, like because that's where I'm going through all the time. I deal with that. You know what I mean? These people want better product. It's too easy for them. Give them the fucking AI that's upgraded. Give us that as well. Put that in for your SR.
Yeah.
It's not shitty AI. Here's Sophie.
And
You don't have
Sophie's
to necessarily
gone, right?
win. You don't have to. Yeah, probably. But put it in there like that so that you have to. Like it's not just easy. These are okay. Well, fuck. These are fast boys. Holy shit. Half the people. I guarantee you, 60% of the people that play or on a semi-regular basis GT7 couldn't beat the Sophie things.
Yeah. Yeah, Sophie was... I couldn't do the last one. I did it a few times, but I couldn't
Sophie's
fucking
pretty
beat it
hard.
one-on-one.
Yeah, imagine that all the AI was like that. Not all the top ones, but
Right.
like were all Sophie. Like they were driving at a decent speed. They learned. They got they raced. You know what I mean? You're coming up and they don't stay single file. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
for
No, they'll
example,
ram
like
you.
in Nürburgring, you know what I mean? Like you race the AI on Nürburgring, they just signal and pull over.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
it's like what really?
See ya.
Like they do. Like I don't know if you ever noticed that. If you're racing them, they're like because they're slow. They just oh shit. It's like
Move over and
it's
let you
not fucking
by.
it's not tourist day here. Like you don't have to pull like it's like watching videos of like the open track day. It's like fuck off, race me. Like there's like block me a bit, like something, make me learn from. Don't just get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, yeah. Sophie would get aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. She was a little handsy. Little Sophie getting handsy. All
I
over
think
that
that's
back
inappropriate.
end.
Think that is inappropriate.
Nah.
So
Yeah.
didn't someone have some real positive things to say about some Australian thing that happened?
Huh?
What? Australia?
Igor Fraga made his debut in Super GT driving the Lexus.
Oh, nice! Really?
Yeah. I think he
that's cool.
his team qualified 7th, but he finished in 12th. It rained, it dried out, it rained again. I want to watch it. I don't think it's up on YouTube yet. But yeah, driving that GT3 Lexus in the GT350 group.
Nice, good for him.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Good
awesome.
for him.
Didn't he lose his ride at the other one, the Formula
Toyota?
something? He was.
Or no, it wasn't
he was
Toyota.
driving that too out there. The Super Formulas.
3s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he might be doing both. But I
know
mean,
he
just to
wasn't.
go
He was out for a
from
while.
sim racing to that kind of shit, it's fucking crazy. Ollie's been getting. He went. And got his
Ollie
license.
has his race license
Yeah.
now too. Yeah, so that's pretty
drove
good.
with Jimmy and the Miata and stuff. That was cool to watch.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
that.
that.
Was very cool.
That was awesome. So good for him
Very
on doing
cool.
that. And then hopefully Jermaine, our teammate Jermaine, is going to possibly renew his license.
Oh
to do
yeah,
some
I
real
hope he
racing.
does.
So yeah,
It does some
everyone
filming.
go bug Jermaine and tell him to renew his license and put the videos up.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody. What's really funny is I got, like it was really cool, and I kind of got chills seeing that his old one there with the FIA fucking certified. I was just like, ooh,
Right.
I was just like, race cars, ooh.
Yeah.
Like it was legit, right? Like just seeing that FIA thing on
that
there.
real
It's like,
deal shit right there.
damn.
Jermaine's that real deal shit. I wish I had the money to fucking put some money towards the team and sponsor and shit. That'd be good.
Yeah, it would be very cool.
That'd be so
Very,
much fun.
very cool.
Yeah,
I think that I know that Mullet's going to disagree with me. I didn't. How do I put it? I think the Australian Grand Prix was exciting, but for different reasons. What?
Which
What?
are?
Okay. Oh, well, I thought it was really exciting. I mean, the incidences, how they were making him do the restarts, which I thought was really interesting. I was very happy to see the Mercedes actually being able to be
Right.
competitive. That was crazy. I don't know what happened to Ferrari. What happened to Ferrari?
Well,
Dude.
Leclerc had a.
They shit the bed
couldn't get
again.
he couldn't get a clean qualifying lap, and then he ended up getting taken out. What was it, lap 2 or 3? I can't remember who it was from, but I think
it was. I think
Stroll
it was like
that
lap 1.
Yeah, he was taken out super early, and he was only 0.2 a lap slower than Verstappen. Like they were showing like their lap guides like going around, and Leclerc was probably the second fastest car on track. But yeah, that's what happened with Ferrari. Sainz did pretty well. He just got caught up. You know, he got caught up. And Sainz was also another one that was very similar to Verstappen's pace.
Dude, Alonso though.
Yeah. Alonso.
So how do you
Alonso,
feel? Okay,
man.
let me ask you this. Do you think what happened at the end of the race was the most fair way for it to end?
I don't remember.
No, you don't make rules up as you go. All right? You don't make rules up, and I think the FIA needs to take a page from NASCAR and like literally follow everything that needs to be done. And I'll tell you why. You can't sit there and tell me that a lap didn't happen, but then count it just because the leader went past the line. How are you going to tell me you have to reset the grid to the previous restart and still not count the lap by also trying to tell me that the lap didn't count? How?
No, okay, so the rule, and I don't disagree with you. First, with that, I don't disagree with you. So the rule is the installation lap counts as the lap. So number one, that red flag lap, because they went around and because Max Verstappen crossed the line, technically counts as a lap. I don't think it should. And then the installation lap counts as the final lap. I don't think it should.
So I think that both of those things should count, right? The problem is them saying that the previous lap didn't count. Max Verstappen technically crosses the line again at lap 56 and not 57. That's where they messed up.
Well, and this is another thing that I don't understand. The whole, well, they didn't go past the first sector, so everybody gets reset to the position that they were prior to the incident.
Right.
I think that everybody needs to be reset to what happened after the incident.
Yes.
Which means, I'm sorry, Alonso, you lose that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think that Carlos Sainz should have a 5-second penalty. I do agree with that too. I don't think Alonso should be reset into 4th position or 3rd position or whatever.
And I have to agree with that as well. Sorry, because I thought like, oh shit, because I was cheering for him. I thought I'm hoping he does great every race, and he's like, and when he got taken out there, I was just like, oh shit, yeah, that's right, that's racing.
I did, yeah, that's racing.
Like, that's racing. That's every GT7, GT Sport race at Monza.
right.
That's you know what I mean? It's just racing. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna happen on a restart anytime. Like especially a restart, not just the start, a restart. You're already halfway through or more. Like there's always problems, so it's gonna be even feistier. You know, shit happens. But yeah, he should have had a penalty. You know, and setting it back, it threw me right off. I was like, oh, what? And then they gave him the penalty on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, if you take that lap back, there's no infraction.
Then there's no penalty. There's no penalty if you put everybody back in the same spot. There's no penalty.
Yeah.
So why did that happen?
Furthermore, though, if you take that lap back, right, that lap doesn't count, then guess what? You're a lap previous for that. That's the only way it makes sense.
Yeah, well, this is FIA rules.
Dumb.
This is
a new. As a
That's
new
why drivers
F1
are
fan,
pissed.
that is a terrible, terrible ruling, and it makes zero sense from a motorsport perspective.
Well, let's just look at what happened a couple years before, and what they did in the very last race too.
Yeah.
This is the problem with the FIA, is they're also going
Michael, you can't.
yeah, they're also going for ratings too. You know, I
So you're
think this is
talking
part of the
about
problem.
you're
That's
talking
you know,
about the
it's
final race between Hamilton and Verstappen. That race, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
yeah.
Where why wasn't the red flag immediately called? You
Right.
know, it should have been, but that's not what they did. You know, it's what the FIA does, and it's because they have so many rules. That's part of the problem with it too. Is there
Yeah,
are
they got a
so many
lot.
rules. I mean, it's just, and the reason they have to do it though is because they've got some of the smartest people in the world working
Right.
for Formula One teams to make sure they take advantage of every mistake.
Every rule. Yeah.
Every rule. They have a person working to make sure that they know every single rule and know how they can push it to, push it to the nth degree.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the whole like budget and thing, and how they're basically everybody knows it's being done now, and the FIA is trying to fix it, having people work on other parts, departments and within the company, so that they can be paid there instead of through the F1 payroll.
Right.
You know, so they can have these engineers, these super fucking genius smart people work full time, but keep them off the budget. You know, like they're trying to bend every rule they can, and that's pretty much why Red Bull got fucking pinched. It's because they were trying to float numbers that way, and they just went over a bit.
Right.
Guarantee,
I'll
if
be
you were to
honest.
really look at it, every fucking team is over by millions.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest. As a new fan, right? My thoughts on everything up to lap 54 were great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good
Right,
race.
I really did. But
That was just the weirdest. It was the weirdest ending to a race. Well, one of the weirdest endings to a race. It's like they don't know how to end a race properly.
That ending to me is equivalent to, say, the and one rule in basketball, right? That to me, that rule would be equivalent to, say, if they changed the and one rule to give you the points and let you shoot all the shots you need. So if somebody fouls at a 3 line, instead of it being just a 4-point play, potentially it could be a 6-point play.
Right. I don't know why they didn't do so. What they should have done. This is something that I personally think they should integrate, is the green-white checker. I think that would make the race again more exciting. I think it would have.
With you.
I think that most races, and it doesn't matter whether it is Formula One or NASCAR or IndyCar or IMSA, I think they should end with a green-white checker. If it's that close, go ahead, throw the red flag, bring everybody in. I don't think they should be allowed to change tires. I don't think, I don't think they should be allowed to change tires. If they need to repair the car, like if you need to repair a car, okay, put a new wing on it. But I think that's a huge thing too, is the fact that they're allowed to change tires when there's a red flag. Maybe they shouldn't be allowed to work on the car now. Yep, George got screwed by that. Yeah. I don't, it's a part of racing. I don't think it's a good part of racing. I just think it would probably make racing
red flag
more fun.
Them on the starting grid. Red flagged on the starting grid. Don't put them in the pits.
Right. Well, you've got to stop on the grid, and your car has to sit there. Yep.
You can turn it off, and you can have an engineer come over to help. Maybe you can put your cooling things on kind of quickly. You know what I mean? You can do that, but you can't work on the car. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want it being 40 minutes, 50 minutes of sitting there, and then trying to go on those kind of tires that have been sitting there and are now fucking literally rock.
Stone cold.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Keep your warmers,
I agree
keep your
with that.
coolers on stuff.
Yeah.
But that's it. Your basic 4 guys go over, throw the things on the tires, throw the fans in the fucking brake ducts, walk away from it. All right, we're going to start racing. Okay, go over, pull the shit off. Guy helps start the car. You're all ducked in. You're all buckled up. All right, good luck. Walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should, like, not pull into the pits, jack it up, fucking take the tires off, fucking take them in the back, heat them up in the microwave for a couple minutes. All right, we're getting ready.
Right.
Pull those fresh ones out of the oven. Like it's basically coming out with a brand new car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
What I don't get is why haven't they implemented a rule that if you pit, right, you will lose your spot to cars that didn't pit. So per se, in this situation, George, he pitted what, second place, right? Second place,
Yeah.
I think he pitted in. And like in this situation, everybody else pitted but him, because he already pitted. He would have started on front row.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did
Yeah.
why isn't that rule implemented? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. George shouldn't have gotten screwed because of that, but it's also one of those
the thing in Formula One is they allow them to pit before they bunch the pack up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, is if you were to, like NASCAR, for example, obviously, like, it's a smaller track, it's faster, like, you pit, you can lose a lap even under pace car or position's easy, right? Formula One, the pace car comes out, and you can pretty much go into the pit if you're coming around.
Mm-hmm.
They have to implement, everybody's got a pack behind, pit lane's open. Which would make it more exciting, because now there's, and then whoever pits and doesn't pit, you lost a couple positions, but you didn't lose that much track, because everybody's repacking after the pit stops, coming up, yellow car or pace car comes off, green flag, go. You know what I mean? Like, George would have been back up front, kind of thing. Like, that would make the races more exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, going on to more racing, we had an IndyCar race and an IMSA race this weekend.
Yeah, those were good.
The IMSA race was fantastic.
Right.
Right from the drop of the flag, it was fantastic. I think Ricky Taylor did everything he needed to do and screwed over Wayne Taylor Racing again.
He did.
Oh, man.
He had a good. That one
move
move he had near the end there. Well, damn, it was good. God, what corner was that? He did almost like a little switchback, and got him. Got the Porsche.
Yeah, I mean it was amazing that he wasn't told. I mean, I know he had to go for it.
Yeah.
He's trying to win the race. Have they finished a race? Oh yeah, no, they finished what, second at Daytona?
Yeah. Yep.
But they did not finish at Sebring. It's a team sport. You got to finish the race. And they didn't finish. This is the second race they did not finish.
Yeah, because second's a good spot. I mean, it's not first.
Yeah, second. It's not first, but it's all about points.
Mm-hmm.
But where did the Porsches come from? They had no speed in practice. They had no speed in qualifying. In the race, they just were spectacular.
Awesome.
And the Cadillac sucked.
Woo! Right there at the beginning.
Stop being so happy about that. Ugh, you're hurting my ears.
No, I'm not happy about it. It pisses me off because I'm a fan of
crazy.
It was stupid.
Right?
Like, come on, you come into the first corner and spin the car around and bash it into the wall, and because of the new electronic system, it shuts down the car completely. Car could not compete in the race anymore because of the G load on it, and it was like, nope, you can't race any longer. And then the rest of the Cadillacs had no speed. No speed at all. It was very disappointing. I was happy, but I can say this. I was happy to see the Porsches and BMWs actually being competitive. Yeah. And I was happy to see the Acuras not do that
Right.
well because they're so strong.
They're
He
so
could be
fast.
happy about that. He could be happy about Acura.
They are so
I was
strong.
stoked to see that Porsche up front. That
number
was great.
one, Meyer Shank Racing. I don't think they should be. Number one, they shouldn't have any Rolex trophies at all. They should have been completely DQ'd from that race. So Meyer Shank shouldn't be. I don't care if they lost points or whatever. Their drivers should have had everything taken away because of that engineer, and it should have been given to Wayne Taylor Racing.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
They should have been DQ'd from that race
from the whole
100%. But
give me your watch back.
And I'm not a big fan of Wayne Taylor. I think his kids are amazing racers, but he himself cries every time he loses. And it's always somebody else's fault.
Right.
You know, just admit that racing happens and it's not always somebody else's fault.
You're a man of culture, I see.
Except when it happens to me, and then it's always somebody else's fault.
I was waiting for it.
Did Sean watch? I watched it. Anybody else watch the IMSA race?
I watched some of it. I did watch all of the highlights because I wanted to see Corvette bounce back this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did.
Watch
They
highlights.
did. They were solid. They were solid. And, I've been trying to keep up with Cadillac because I'm like super interested in them. So, yeah, I watched some of it. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I liked it. It was my second favorite race of the weekend.
What was your favorite race of the weekend?
It has to be Martinsville.
Wait, what?
Martinsville, NASCAR was my favorite race of the weekend.
Wait,
Turn left.
What's
Turn
that?
left.
You know what I heard about NASCAR? They get bigger trophies.
They
get bigger trophies.
They got a clock.
That's all they wanted.
A giant clock.
Giant clock.
It was just the trophy was so big it was a big clock. That was it was a big stand-up grandfather clock. It was 6 feet tall.
Pretty big clock.
6 feet.
That's a big.
Tall.
That's a big clock right there.
6 feet tall.
What are you gonna do with a clock that big anyway?
Right.
I don't know.
Larson in his post-race interview was just like, I wasn't planning on winning a Martinsville ever, so now I have to make space for it.
Let me ask you this: since you pay attention to NASCAR more, why is Kyle Larson so hated by a lot of people?
So trying to keep it so our podcast here doesn't get all hated. He said a racial slur a few years ago, and that was bit. He ended up getting banned for a year, and he did it in the COVID year. He did it saying something to somebody while playing iRacing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Well, that would mean that most people should be banned from Call of Duty, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's really funny because you think about that, and then in his post-race interview, he's like, "Oh gosh, I'm just like golly," and that like he was just like comes off like a real like wholesome, that wouldn't even curse kind of thing. Like, it's just like the way he was talking. It was just like, I don't know, gosh, I'm just
right.
Larson is two different people, man. Off the track, he's probably the sweetest, kindest person you'll ever see or meet. On the track, he is aggressive. He's mad. He's awesome. He's like NASCAR's wheelman. He's a great driver. On track.
What about last year when Bubba Wallace went after him in that incident and like?
Oh yeah, they got into it, right?
Kyle's like, what's like, hey, are you okay? And Bubba Wallace is like, hey, you used the N-word, and were you the ones who made those nooses in the ends of the ends of the garage, pull ropes that were on every garage? Because I'm sorry.
I think that's like a perfect example of like what I was saying, like that interaction. Like out of the car, Larson is soft. In the car, guy's a different animal.
Oh,
You know what I
when
mean?
he's behind the keyboard or a microphone, he's hard ass.
He's a big pussy in person.
There you go. You can
Well,
say
he's
that.
not a
You can
very.
say that.
Let's be honest. He's not
He's
a
tiny.
very big fellow.
He's
Like
a tiny guy.
he's not very big. He's a
it's
he's
like
a
every-
little
it's
he's a
Like,
little
stop,
guy.
guys, stop. Stop
Hey,
shoving
guys.
me.
I'm almost
Hey, it's okay,
I'm
guys.
almost double that guy. Like I think if you added Larson twice, then you would equal me.
Which is how much? Okay, so well, you and I are. How tall are you?
I'm 6'1", 280.
Well, I'm not that big.
Oh,
You're not that tall, Jimbo.
No, I'm not that tall. Yeah, I'm not that tall. Oh. We could have competitive belly cams. That's for sure.
Yeah.
my
That's
belly
for sure.
cam. I have to say my belly cam's starting to get a little smaller, so I apologize to those that are looking at it.
I changed my camera around a little bit. I reorganized everything in the gaming corner.
Nice.
So my camera's in a little bit, not too different, but a little bit different position. I cleaned up the wires a little bit, and so it's a little bit cleaner over here. So it's So now you're still not gonna get belly. I mean, I guess one night I could do belly cam and drop my camera all the way down to the ground, shoot upwards. The notorious belly cam. That was really a funny night, by the way. That was very, very funny.
It was a great night. So, for you non-NASCAR guys, did any of you guys watch the NASCAR race at least? Did you tune in a little bit or what?
Nah.
No,
Nah.
I didn't. I did not have a chance to do it. I was watching the IndyCar race. So, and was the NASCAR race on? Was it on Fox or was it on FS1?
I believe it was FS1 this week. I can't actually remember.
I don't have the cables, so I wouldn't have
We
been
don't
able to
have
watch
the
it.
cables.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't have the cables, and I don't subscribe to the NASCARs in any way. So
Yeah. I would say that NASCAR is moving in like a really good direction right now because, I mean, sort of like in the beginning of the season, we have like the Hendricks dominance a little bit. You know, it seems like, Hendricks is just like on a whole new level,
Gibbs
and
racing.
Gibbs is kind of like slacking a little bit, and same with like
Cold
Stuart
tires.
Haas racing.
I know
And,
NASCAR.
I really feel like this race was awesome because we got to see some more teams up at the front. Like SHR, they had 4 cars in the top 7 for most of the freaking race, and I thought Ryan Preece was going to get his first victory until they decided to try to peel out of the pit stall, knowing that there was an extra one in front of them, and ended up ruining their race. But it was cool seeing Stuart Haas back up there. It was cool seeing like Riddick, like I really like Riddick. Riddick is really talented. It was cool seeing him there too.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah, we can call him Vin Tyler Riddick.
Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel?
Someone pitch black recently.
And then what about the Indy race?
That was another good one.
What
do you think about the who was it? Drives for Zach Brown in the McLaren group into Scott Dixon on that one corner?
Man, oh boy.
That's
See,
hard,
that's a very, very difficult one. But Scott Dixon also was a little bit of a bitch at the begining of the race.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I didn't see that.
Okay, so this is my feeling about the starting procedure at Long Beach anyway. I think they need to keep those cars slow and keep them as bunched up as possible before they start that race too.
Right, yeah, because they look all wild.
Because they were all over the place. I mean, what was it? The top 6 or 7 guys were the only ones that were doubled up before the race started. I think that I can understand his complaint at the beginning of the race, but I think in some ways that may have gotten into his head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Pato dove in on him,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's a hard one.
That's
because I don't think Scott was expecting that.
Yeah,
So he had no idea that he had somebody on his inside.
Because he said that's a spot people don't usually pass at.
Yeah, but he also
he wasn't
forgets.
anticipating it.
Yeah, he also forgot that there's new pavement there.
Right.
In that section, in those cars that were able to come up the inside, especially on softer tires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
on harder. On harder tires, on better tires, was able to get past him. So I think it's a racing incident. I think both were at fault. I think Scott Dixon got screwed. I feel sorry for him there. I feel bad for Joseph Newgarden and his. They brought him in way too early.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was screwed anyway.
He was.
He was going to have to come in no matter what, and he was just screwed.
Yeah, I liked watching Grosjean just be able to keep it and not fuck up.
Yeah, he's so good.
I think my upstairs neighbors are vacuuming right now.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I was going to say, can anybody hear him? Because I can hear him through my headphones.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Which,
hey, if anybody's listening, that's what that sound is.
That's a Dyson.
I'm not having technical issues. I have somebody apparently trying to suck the dirt out of my out of my carpet also. Jesus Christ. I think I think that there was some really good racing. There was some really good racing. I was so happy for Grosjean. I knew he didn't have the speed and I knew he wasn't going to have the fuel coming in a lap before.
Right.
And I mean, Kyle Kirkwood, good for him.
Oh,
good for him. You know,
and teammates even, so that works.
Yeah,
out for
and
the team.
and Grosjean wasn't pissed about it.
Right.
Grosjean was happy about it. There's good for him. You know.
Yeah, I think Indy
if he can keep doing
Indy suits him good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does. I think he's finally figuring out that IndyCar American racing is a little bit more rough than Euro racing too.
Yeah, I think definitely.
You know, it's funny because at one point Newgarden was in front of Grosjean, and I was surprised Grosjean didn't try to take him out.
Right.
After what happened at what was it? Nashville last year.
Old Grosjean would have done it.
Yeah, I think so too. What else? Portimao, WEC this weekend. Also, I haven't watched the race yet.
Right.
Jacques Villeneuve had a brake explosion.
Oh.
Like front right brake explosion.
Oh,
damn. It was like full on fire thing blew up and he went spit it off the track.
Oh, shit.
So I can't wait to look at that. I can't wait to watch that.
There's a video up already on WEC's YouTube channel, so everyone go check that out. Yeah, brake disc explosion.
Yeah, watch that.
Definitely gonna check that out.
Oh,
yeah, that's gonna be that. The WEC races are so good.
They are
so good.
I've been getting into that
definitely.
more and more.
Oh yeah. WEC is
because usually those races will be, I think, a week after they happen up on their YouTube. They'll have the full races up.
Yep,
So
that is correct.
Sebring up on there and. Yeah. MotoGP was at Circuit of the Americas today.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see that. So
I saw a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they fucking haul ass down that street.
It is. If you're not watching,
shit.
What did I say last year? If you're not watching MotoGP, you're not watching racing.
You're missing out.
Those dudes, you're missing out. It is one of the best series out there, and
for sure.
I know people are going to poo-poo me, but so is Formula E.
Wow, yeah,
Formula E is super exciting.
I need to check it
I've watched
out.
a couple of the races, and they are really good. I mean, yeah, I understand they sound like the Jetsons. It's not as cool as an actual
The cars
car.
are kind of ugly.
They are ugly, but the racing is good.
Yeah. It's hard. No sound. Ugliness.
No sound, I know.
No,
no,
they
You know
have,
what
part of it.
You know what I enjoy is the Formula 2 and 3, like those ones. Like it's absolute
they're good
chaos
too.
in those races. They're just like it's nobody knows how to drive. It's like people bouncing up over flying over curves and shit. It's fucking hilarious. Like there's one or two guys, but the rest of the pack are just like a bunch of fucking retards. Like in comparison to almost every other racing league, it is because like guys are trying to make the corner. Like it's like GT racing.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like real life GT7. Like people trying to dive the corner. Nope, not making that. Hit the sausage. Boom!
See ya.
Flying in these cars, and it's a fucking Formula car, and they're like off-roading. It's like what
every
the
time
fuck?
I hit the sausage, it's the same way. It's still flying up in the air.
Fly. Oh,
Smoke a little more weed, you'll be okay.
Yeah. Toke that out. Toke that sausage.
So Mullet. We're just going to. I'm going to sort of hit on a few things that your mic may have fucked up on the last time you were on. No, good. No. This is good stuff. It's not about our argument at all. That's done and done. So what are your tips to drivers to get faster?
I think the most important thing is will. All right, like willing yourself to put in the time, like and understanding, like you're not going to be as fast as you want to be the first time you try something, right? Or even like the 50th time that you try something. For instance, like if you watch my past stream, I'm actually decent at Interlagos, but even then, being unprepared, it took me a long time to get to where I wanted to be. I think the biggest thing that I would tell anybody is like make sure you practice a lot, and like not only are you practicing a lot, make sure you're practicing the right way. And what I mean by the right way is reviewing yourself. Save a replay that you're like, man, every single corner Jimbo caught me, every corner, like he was just taking tenths and then he just left me. Like how could I stop that from happening? Save that replay, watch what Jimbo's doing, watch your own inputs even. That's my biggest tip.
That's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of that is not only just track time, but analysis of your laps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, when you practice, let's say you're practicing for World Series, do you go in and try to set up a lobby like what the race is supposed to be, or are you literally just going and hitting the practice laps, qualifying laps, and just banging out qualifying laps? How are you doing it?
Okay, so how I'm doing it, I kind of don't want to give all my tips, but since I like everybody that listens to us and you guys are in here, what I do is I take the settings in the races and I go over to the world circuits in the game and I set up a race exactly like that. Now it does have some settings that are lacked, like you can't do certain things that you want, like require tires, but just do that in the practice race that you're doing. Just do it anyways. And like I'll put it to where there's only one other car on the track and I just lap over and over and over and over and over again. I'm gonna say, like, when the World Series officially starts, you will see all these streams that Mullet does, that I do, just disappear, and you're gonna see one every every week, and it's gonna be the GTWS one because I'm planning on hitting that very very hard.
Hell yeah.
And that's exactly how I'm gonna do it. I'm going to just make lobbies not in multiplayer, but on the world circuits that are reflective of those settings, and just work on my pace.
Yeah. Hell
Interesting. Interesting. That's a great tip.
Mhm.
You didn't have to give that tip out to all the fellers out there, but and ladies, possible ladies,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe trans
Yeah.
people. Who knows? We got to hit all demographics here.
All the
Yeah,
above.
because we're accepting of everybody.
Yep.
Even those that call themselves mullets that don't even have a mullet.
Right.
That is disappointing. That is disappointing.
Gotta get one of those. At least get a
Does
wig.
Pat have a mullet?
No
Does Pat's
mullet.
mullet have a mullet?
Oh, no, he does not.
Okay.
Oh,
That'd be so
we
good.
haven't even heard much from Jay.
Yep, our
tonight.
newest driver, Jay, and you're on using a pad, correct?
Yeah.
And he's fast as fuck with using that controller. And what are you planning on getting a rig? What kind of rig are you planning on getting for
Well,
the
I'm
peoples?
Fanatec with a GT Omega, but I'm just trying to prioritize now
Oh, yeah.
over that.
But a GT Omega and a Fanatec setup, so that'll be good.
I'll get there.
I think that's real good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once you get on that, man, and you put that time in, like Mullet's saying, dude, I'm counting on you, buddy. You're my golden goose.
Yeah,
you're my
definitely.
young
Hey.
golden goose.
Hey,
on
Mullet,
this team.
Mullet, listen,
Yeah.
listen really quickly. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's
I don't want to know
That's
what
a
that
pair.
is.
That's a pair of racing shoes.
Oh.
Still up for trade.
12?
Size 12.
Oh.
Yeah, still up for trade.
Pay for shipping.
Listen, I will pay for shipping. I will pay for shipping.
Oh. Free
Both
shipping.
ways. Yep, free shipping. I'll pay for both shippings.
Oh.
Jim goes
Just
both
saying.
ways. We
I
know
mean,
that.
the offer's still out there, and I do go both ways.
One way more than the other, though.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm still throwing that out there. It's still, those cards are still on the table.
Yeah, like Mullet. Any offers on that? Is anybody trying
Yeah,
to hit you up?
anybody-
And,
I'll be honest. Like, I'm gonna start actually trying to aggressively sell it soon, but I was kind of holding it just in case somebody wanted it. So
And what do you
Somebody
got
does.
for the audience?
Somebody does and has a trade. Come on, you're going to throw it on offer up, and someone's going to try to give you $20 for it.
yeah, barter
Yeah.
and trade. What?
Right?
yeah, I am gonna start to try to aggressively sell it here soon. I mean, sometimes it's difficult and we could really use it. So hopefully
Well,
hopefully I do sell it soon.
I got a worn pair of Converse and 2 Toonies I could trade for.
Listen,
Mullet, why do you like the PDX guys? Because they know how to have a good time.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, just remember,
Dude.
our team is about being a team. Communicating, having a good time, yelling at each other,
And winning,
being friends
goddammit.
with each other, and trying to win.
I feel like your team is like all of that, and also the team that dropped the ball on acquiring Mullet.
Oh,
I know.
Oh,
Don't remind
Dude,
us.
Mullet,
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
rub it in.
I even told
Yeah.
them. I'm like, I swear, I think Mullet was trying to
But
say
we
he
were
wanted to be on the team,
we
and
were
then
And all of us
so
are
young.
like,
your DSR.
yeah,
young
we're like,
team, not
no,
knowing what to do.
Like
there's
said
no
he wanted
way.
to be on the team and shit,
There is
and then
no
your
way he
GSR.
wants to be on the team.
But
There's
Jay-
no way
hey.
he wants to be on the
Yeah,
team.
I'm
Jay
like, I
came
swear,
over.
dude, he was sitting like he wants to be on the team.
I'm like, there is
Hey.
no way.
Mullet.
Why
I'm
would
just gonna let
Mullet
you
want to
know.
be on this team?
Any way, down the line,
No.
you have a change of heart and you want to join us again.
You're always welcome.
You're always
You're always
welcome.
welcome.
Open
Well,
invitation. It's
you're-
always
It's an
open.
open
Doors always
invitation to you.
open. Oh, you
Yep.
are. I mean, you are a fucking.
Oh yeah, you fit right in with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Yeah, you do. You fit right in with those misfits.
Honestly, I thought you would have realized that, like, when
We're
I went on
dumb.
your stream the first time.
Yeah,
But
we're dumb.
No, you
I
do.
o-
You
I
gotta
only watched
realize that we didn't
only
think you
watched
were
it, like-
serious.
Yeah.
We're
I
not
only
that
watched
bright.
you guys for like 2 months
You're,
straight.
you're giving us way
thinking
too
on
much
it.
credit.
Right?
I was like throwing the elbow in the side of Jimbo the whole time, like, hey, what do I gotta do? And then
Yeah,
like,
he
I'm
wouldn't
on
even
DSR.
pop the question. I'm like, dude, I think he wants to
Right?
be. on
And
the
this is,
team.
and I'm like,
no.
No,
and I'm like, no. Why would it
no.
be? Like, literally, that's how much we think of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much we think of ourselves. Someone's like, yeah, I want to be on your team. We're like, yeah, whatever.
Right?
What are you talking about? Why would you want to be on our team?
I'll tell you what, like right now, my minimum offer is like $20 million signing bonus, $45 million a year.
All right,
So
I'll
if you
work
guys
on
can
that.
like match
Done.
that with like a cookie and a pair of shoes, then
Ooh,
all right.
Jimbo.
I got
There.
the warm Converse. I
Got
got
'em.
warm Converse.
We got warm Converse. I might have some mushrooms.
Ooh, mushies.
I need a size 12 wide shoe, so I need to make sure it fits.
He needs those wides.
Oh boy, I'll tell you right
Jump
now,
straps I
they are not wide. I will tell you that.
Ooh.
They're slims.
They are. Like, I don't have the widest foot in the world, and they are tight.
Ooh.
They're tight. Length is fine, but the girth of my is a little too big for the, shoe. I'm talking to the width of my foot. The girth of my foot is too big for the shoe. It's like
Fits, wear it.
My worn out Converse are size 12 wide. They probably do have their own mushrooms.
Oh. I wonder
So
what
you
you'd see
got
when
two
if
for-
you ate those.
I have a 2-for-1 signing bonus sitting in the corner right now for you.
All right. So when Jimbo ponies up the $20 million signing bonus and Boggs makes the contract for $40 million a year, I'll be signing on.
Yeah, there you go.
There
You
you
heard
go.
it.
But they'll definitely have mushrooms
So
by
you're
then.
saying
yeah.
there's a chance.
so you're
Yeah.
saying there's a chance.
Can I pay you in Monopoly money, please?
Hey, you know what? Hey, you need to keep a hold of that one. That's a Lamborghini Diablo.
Yeah,
Our word is
that
our
one,
bond.
300,000.
See, I could
might
actually,
wanna
we
keep
could
that one.
actually, see, we could probably make that happen if the guys send me $10, I can convert it to Canadian, and I can give you 20 million in
Ooh.
40.
There you go. Got
Hey, yeah, but he's to loonies. Hey, you got
Loonies
20
and
million
toonies.
loonies there.
you. Boonies and
It's worth about
loonies.
$10.
Well, if you ever want to
shit.
come over, just
Yep.
go, hey, I am not joking. I want to be a
Right.
PDX guy. And you're
Because
in.
we're really bad at taking hints.
We are very,
Well,
very
he's
bad.
honorary.
You got to really, okay.
He's the honorary PDX guy.
Yeah.
You got to realize when I used to go out to bars and people would hit on me, by people I mean men, I always thought it was a joke.
Yeah. Huh?
I'm like, and like I'd be out with friends, or I'd even be out with like a boyfriend, and they're like, that guy was hitting on you. I'm like, why would he do that? Do you see what he looked like? There's no way. So it just, that's the way it always is. I'm like, there's no way someone would be trying to be on my team. It's not a possibility. But yeah, honorary member for sure.
Yep.
Jay is super fast.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm
We need to
counting
get
on you,
his-
boy.
so
Jay
salty about
is
that.
Jay is what Mike used to be a couple years ago. Mike is getting better at not getting so angry.
Yeah.
Better. I didn't say he's getting better.
He's working on it.
He's
He's
still
working
there.
on it.
He's working on it. But
Blood
getting Jay to
pressure.
calm down a little bit on occasion, that's the only thing we need to work on with him, because he's got the speed.
Oh, yeah.
But he gets a little
Breathe
crazy.
and go. Just breathe and go.
Kala.
Reset
But-
15.
You just gotta have your pen next to you, so you take a nice hit afterwards, breathe and go, and then it all washes away.
Yeah, there's nothing you
Right.
can do about it though, Jay. You get punted a
with the
million
good, out
times.
with
You
the
just
bad.
gotta,
I'll make up all 2 days anyways.
yeah.
Hell yeah. You got this.
Yeah,
I'm counting
I'm
on
still.
you, boy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I pulled this BMW towards the front go friggin' hard.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah. So Sean, who are you picking?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Ah, shit.
Hey,
I
he's
don't
gone
even-
with
dude, I don't even
Peugeot.
fucking know. I'm just gonna Toyota.
What's
I
best,
don't know.
okay.
I'm honestly thinking Ford, man. I like that Mustang.
thought
I
you were
like that Group 4 Mustang.
Well,
It's
all
all
Group
Group 3
3.
cars. It's all Group 3 cars.
Oh yeah,
It's all
okay.
Group 3.
Well, I
Yeah,
like the
so 2
GT.
races.
I like the GT. It's a good car. But honestly, I don't know. I might just say fuck it and just pick some random shit. I don't know.
do that LM car.
Right?
Can
I know
I
I
make a
haven't driven that
suggestion?
much, so I might try that
oh.
just to see how it is.
You have a suggestion, Mullet?
Yeah, I think that when you go to select your car, right, make a tier list for yourself of like the 12 best cars you think, and select a manufacturer among those top 12.
Right.
Because, I don't know if you guys are gonna. I'm sure everybody that competes in GTWS has like somewhat, even if it's a small like goal of potentially making it. It'll be much easier on yourself if you pick like a car in mid pack, like say the 6th or 7th best manufacturer,
Right.
because most people are going to gravitate to those top.
Oh
3,
yeah,
top
yeah.
5.
Yeah, Toyota would be like impossible. So many people are going to be picking that. I know. I like the
That's why I
Viper.
got
The
my-
Viper's good.
That's why I got my eye on the McLaren, because
Right.
the McLaren's not the best car. It's not.
Right.
It's got a lot of things going for it, but it's not the best car. That's why my eye is on it.
I know. I always
So I
want to
got-
pick
I like
Ferrari and just have that chance of, because you never see Ferrari up in there. It'd be nice just to see that make the
Yeah.
top, but because no one
That's-
picks
That's,
that.
I guess we'll have to see it, this update if it's this week or
Yeah,
next week.
exactly.
I think it's going to be the following week.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see if there's any
The
BOP
end of
changes
April.
too. Yeah.
It's usually the end of the
That's
month.
Tuesday.
Please.
Oh,
do the
yeah, you love them
C8R.
Corvettes.
Yeah.
See,
Oh
and
my
I
God.
All the American cars suck, though. I feel right now, like they
They-
nerfed all of them.
Well, what? Yeah, they are. They fucked those
You know,
up.
it's like, yeah, like come on.
It's,
You know, the 4GT that's competitive. The Viper should always
Yeah,
be competitive. The Vet,
always.
you know, and yeah, hopefully we get the new C8 and
What? So what? Do you guys know the cars that we're getting this next
yeah,
round?
just the two, the Honda
Well, I
and
heard
the Toyota Super Formula.
Okay, I heard there was 5. There was a leak
Oh,
of
if we're
5
getting-
cars, and I want to say
maybe
one was a
the-
race car.
Me and Sean
Yeah,
get
Super
a
Where
Formula.
are you finding this leak? Where are you finding this leak?
I gotta look.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You
Is,
need to
I wonder
share
if
that.
one's maybe the new
Thought I-
2024 Integra Type S with
I
230
saw a video.
horsepower.
No, just let it be the C8R.
Right,
We don't
that's
need
what
any-
No,
I was hoping
no,
for.
no. They're gonna give us. They're gonna give us a Hyundai.
God, where did I
Like
see
the,
that?
like the hatchback, and then they'll give us a Yugo because those were great cars.
Mullet and Jay,
And-
have you seen the Acura commercial with the anime for the launch
No.
for the?
For what?
Yeah, they're doing a whole
No.
series for the Integra Type S launch. It's
Oh,
all
I watched
anime.
a video on that thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
me
I
too.
watched it. It pretty much looks like the
Civic
pretty much
Type
looks
R.
like the Honda.
The Civic, it does, yeah, they're same plan. I've been same car.
They said the
just-
exhaust sounds better though.
it does. It has 5 more horsepower. It has an active valve.
Yeah,
I
mean, it
power
looks
seats.
decent,
Yeah, heated seats. No fucking.
dude. Where's that 2-door Integra? That's what I want.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think we've been
That
on
ain't coming
since I sent pictures of Anthony working on that Toyota
Oh, what?
Corolla.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when I
the
sent the
GR
video of the Corolla?
Yeah.
The GR Corolla? Number one, really cool looking car. Sounds amazing until it hits about 1,200 RPM, and then it sounds like garbage. Yeah, when it's sitting there idling, it sounds really good, and then as soon as it pulls away, it sounds horrible. Looks cool, though. Looks super cool. But, yeah, very disappointed in the exhaust note.
Yeah. And that's a 3-cylinder, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the car is supposed to be pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know about
they're
that
having
Integra,
with
man.
transmissions. They're having troubles with transmissions blowing up because they didn't put a transmission cooler on it.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, you'd think on something high performance like that, that's a given.
Well, you would think the same thing about the new C8 ZO or ZR1, Z06, the
Z06.
the new Z06, and they were having issues with that too. So
They are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe
Yeah.
I was dreaming it. No, I can't find it. Could have swore there was fucking 5 cars and one's a race car. I don't know, man. Shit.
I don't know either. I don't know, but we got to let these. It's 10 o'clock
Oh,
hour.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
about-
it's about 10 a.m. our time, which means
Okay.
Dude, great episode
suspension
back.
of disbelief.
This is,
Suspension of disbelief.
Dude,
Yeah,
2 hours,
we
boys.
hope
you like it.
2 hours.
Everybody else, we hope you like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're back. We're back, everybody.
We're back. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for
Episode
listening. Thank you for
32.
Thank you for wondering where we were at. That's a surprise
boat.
because we just think we're a bunch of knuckleheads.
Oh, yeah,
That,
same.
you know.
Saw that and I got stoked to record. Woo!
Yeah, we do miss doing the podcast, so
Yeah, feels good to be back.
it does. It really does.
Thanks to Mullet and Jay for joining us. And Jay for
Always.
the
The
new
newest
driver on the
PDX
PDX Sim
driver.
Team.
Yep.
So
Yep,
look out for
very
him. He's got his YouTube.
Ninja
So
Jay.
let's go down the line and everybody spit their shit. Spit it. Let's go. Who
So
wants to
Mullet,
start?
where
Who wants to
can
start?
everybody reach you, Mullet?
You can find me mostly on YouTube. I'm Mullet is the YouTube name. We're actually growing pretty well. 137 subs right now. So
Damn.
you guys want to check out me struggling a little bit in the early weeks and getting some wins in the mid weeks, like mid part of the week. That's a good channel for you. So come check me out. I stream Monday through Friday, 8:45 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern.
Damn.
Putting in that grind,
Right.
that work, going, and it's awesome. And yeah, you need to get them up to like 250
There
subscribers.
you go.
We need to go up to 1,000.
Yeah.
But
Get that
we can
1,000.
get to 250 before we can get to 1,000. So
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
let's help them get there, everybody.
Let's do it.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
Hell
that.
Jay?
yeah.
They reach you.
I got a mouthful of ice. Hold on.
All right.
Mouthful of ice. Woo!
That is Mouthful of Ice on Instagram.
And YouTube. If you want to see him put ice in his mouth.
I know. I
The
believe
license
that
mouth.
was. I have a full ice on Instagram.
Also on his OnlyFans.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I want a cut of that.
If you're into that kind of thing.
I want my 3%. Ooh.
Fuck, that's
All right,
funny.
Jay, what are your tags?
Well, just YouTube right now, and it's going to be Varial Racing.
Burial racing
There you go.
All right.
on the
Check 'em out
YouTubes.
on YouTube's.
Streaming with us tonight. That's right.
What about you, Mike?
You can find me on the YouTubes and at PDX_N_Mix And yeah, check us out.
Todd.
You can find me at VOGZ55 on YouTube.
There it is.
That's VOGZ and his age on YouTube.
Oh shit!
5 years.
Jimbo with the jokes.
Yeah, throwing them down like he always does.
That's PDX _Jimbo _racer on Instagram, Twitter, and on the YouTubes.
Ooh.
What about you there? Sean?
PDX Sim on the YouTubes and PDX Sim Racer on the Instagrams. So
Don't
check
forget
it out.
PDX _Sim _team on the Instagrams and on the YouTubes.
And the YouTubes. And then, join us every
Hold
Monday. Whoa,
Hold
what?
on. We forgot.
What? Oh, did we forget?
Mike and I, we forgot to
Did we do it
discuss that
again?
one thing.
Again? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
man.
one thing, bro.
Fuck.
We'll talk about it
we'll
next
check-
week for
no,
sure.
next week.
We already got the
We'll do it
music
next week,
rolling, so
man.
yeah, next week.
Oh.
There we go.
All right,
All right.
everybody. Have a good week.
Yeah. Peace. And see you
See
next
ya.
Monday.
See you.